Okay.
Go ahead and admit all of them over. That way you can swear everybody in.
Sounds good.
Hello, everyone. This is Savannah with Precinct 4, the Lubbock County Courthouse. We're here for eviction docket today. I'm going to go ahead and bring everybody over. The judge is going to get everyone sworn in. I will put you all back over in the waiting room, and we will bring you back over case by case. Judge?
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Lance Consino, and I'm Justice of the Peace here in Precinct 4. We are here for evictions this morning. So anyone, whether defendant, plaintiff, or witnesses, if you will be addressing me, and this morning, that is the person that you will be addressing is myself. We need to swear everyone in who will be speaking to me. If you'll please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put everybody back over to the waiting room.
Okay.
Amy?
Yes.
Whenever it comes time to hear your case, you're going to have to go somewhere where that background noise isn't in existence, because it's going to drown out anyone else talking, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. First case, Judge, we have case number 113. We have Justin Wright. They are evicting a Sean Stearns. I am not showing that Sean Stearns is in appearance, but he has been served.
Okay, thank you.
Justin Wright, if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself, the judge can go ahead and get started.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm all right. Yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good.
I'm looking for this case. I guess it got attached behind another one. There we go. Okay. Mr. Wright, you are seeking to evict Sean Stearns.
That is correct.
Okay, and on what grounds are you seeking this eviction?
Well, I'm not seeking any monetary, damages, although he does owe us $3,000 in rent and $288 in late fees. All we're seeking is possession of the property. When these new owners bought it, we gave everybody an opportunity to get on board and start paying, and he chose not to. And we're trying to remodel those buildings. And I've been very, very lenient with him as we've remodeled other units. I've given him time to try to find a place, all the while he's not paying.
I see. And you're not aware of a CDC declaration having been filed?
No, sir, he is not, to my knowledge.
Okay. The courts in Texas do not have any jurisdiction over the CDC moratorium anymore, but it is a federal issue. So I always just pass along this warning that if one is filed, you'll need to deal with that, and it could possibly bring you into contact with federal authorities. So just a heads up on that.
Yes, sir.
I'm showing that Sean has not appeared this morning. What is the monthly rent that is owed on the property?
Just $600.
Yes, the monthly. Go ahead.
600.
600 even?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're cutting out a little bit there.
I apologize.
$600 is the monthly rent, and you are seeking zero in judgment, or are you?
Yeah, zero. I don't want any money. I just want the property.
Okay. All right, then based on your testimony, I am granting the eviction, and the judgment will be for just the court costs alone of $136. And the bond is set at $600 for appeal. And I am signing that today, May 4th, 2021.
All right, and Mr. Wright, that's the only case you had for us today, correct?
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
All right, any further questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and remove you from the meeting. Thank you for joining today.
Thank you, sir.
You too. Have a good day.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring over case number 111, Kennedy Ridge against Joe Reynolds. Drew is representing Kennedy Ridge. Joe Reynolds has not appeared for court today, but he has been served.
Okay.
Hey there, Judge.
Yes, good morning, Drew.
How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you this morning?
Another day in paradise. Made it through Monday.
At least it's not Monday.
That's true. That's true.
That's right. Let's see. Do we have more than one case this morning? Is it just the one case?
No, it's just Joe Reynolds.
Joe Reynolds. Okay. All right. And you are seeking to evict Mr. Reynolds on what grounds?
Non-payment of rent, and then also his place is a mess, but primarily the rent. And we've tried to get him to contact assistance agencies and so on, and he just hasn't done any of that. So
Hasn't done anything with that.
Yep.
Did he file a CDC declaration?
no, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. Just a heads up, while the Texas courts have nothing to do with the CDC moratorium, federal courts could still pursue that. So
Okay.
keep an eye out on that. Just a
No
heads
problem.
up.
No problem.
Okay. Let's see. I am showing that Mr. Reynolds did not appear this morning.
So far as I know he's still in the apartment. He is attempting to make payments, but I mean, he's only paying like $300 every 2 weeks. And so I think it's, too little too late. He owes about $3,000.
I see. Okay. And how much in back rent are you seeking?
With his payment he made last week, his balance today is $31.44.
And that's just back rent alone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. $31.44.
Actually, you know what? Hold on. That does include, it does include pet rent and the water bill of about $20. Does you want just rent?
Yes, if you'll delete
Okay.
those, that's all we can do in evictions.
Let's see. In that case, it will be January, February, March, April. I'm not even going to try for May. So just make it $2,400.
$2,400. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to try for May. That's just kind of.
And the monthly rent is $600.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then I'm granting the eviction this morning, and the judgment will be for $2,400 plus the court costs.
Okay.
Bond is set at $600. And I am signing that today, May 4th of 2021.
Okay. Are you starting to see evictions kind of pick up or slow down, or about the same?
We're seeing a steady number. We haven't seen a dramatic increase yet, but I'm expecting that any week now.
Yeah.
And as far as your other ones, Drew, I know that you had a couple, like I know Roman Garcia sticks in my head. I'm going to be sending out status letters. And you have
Actually,
to-
that property sold, and I don't know who even is following up on that.
was that not Kennedy Ridge?
No, that was.
Did you have any
that
at
was-
Kennedy Ridge with that CDC that were abated?
Yeah, I don't think so. We had one, but I think she's applied for assistance and finally got approved for it.
Oh,
The
okay.
other one you were talking about was for Toledo Court, but that I don't have anything to do
Okay.
with that.
Well, what I'll do, if I have any cases for Kennedy Ridge that are still open, I'm going to send them over there. I'm going to send a letter, and you'll have to probably fill out like a bottom portion of it to let me know if you do or do not want to, like if you want to just dismiss the eviction case, or if you want to go ahead and get another hearing.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
No problem.
Sounds
All right,
good.
Perfect.
Thank you.
All right,
Have a good one.
we'll see ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Judge, next one is BLB Investments. Case number 114.
Okay.
It's BLB Investments LLC. We have Sydney with us representing BLB Investments. Sydney, I had a question. Are you doing that SPC 13 Partners also, or is that not yours?
That's not mine, no.
That's not yours.
No,
Y'all have
ma'am.
one that's a SBBH Investments that you brought in. I think it's around the same time. It was for a Heather McMahon.
Mm-mm. No, I don't have that one. I only brought in this case this month.
Is it Cindy Hayward or Sydney Hayward? No?
No.
Okay. So I had one that still wasn't signed, so I couldn't get it out. Okay. So she's got Clarissa Curell. She has been served and has not shown present for court today.
Okay, thank you. Sydney, you're representing VLB Investment LLC,
Yes, sir.
and you're seeking to evict this Clarissa Curiel.
Yes.
Okay, and she has not appeared. On what grounds are you seeking the eviction this morning?
Unpaid rent.
Unpaid rent of how much in back rent alone?
She owes currently February, March, and April, which totals out to $2,679. And I did want to see if I could request May's rent as well.
Yes, if you'll total that up for me, just the rent,
Okay.
alone, no other fees.
So then the total for February through May would be $3,674.
3,674. Okay, and that's based on a $995 per month rent.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then on the basis of your testimony, I am granting the eviction this morning, and the judgment is for the $3,674 plus the court costs of $136. And bond is set at $995 for appeal. I am signing that today, May 4th, 2021. Do we have another case with you?
No, Your Honor, we do not.
Okay, I'll go ahead and remove you from the meeting, Sydney. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Okay, next one is Amy with CMC Ashton Point, case number 115. There is a Tishania Hollins is the tenant. She has been served and she did not appear for court today.
Okay.
Amy, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Let's see, Amy, you're representing Ashton Point,
Yes, sir.
and you are seeking to evict Tishonia Hollins.
Correct.
And on what grounds are you seeking this eviction?
Off of lease violations?
Lease violations, okay.
Yes, sir.
And what is the monthly rent?
The monthly rent is $970.
$970. Okay, and that is just rent alone, no other utility fees or anything like that.
Correct.
Okay. And are you seeking any back rent?
No, sir.
No. Okay. So the judgment would be for a $0 amount then.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. And what lease violations are you testifying to?
We have a lease violation for a disturbance, trash violation, unauthorized pet violation, unauthorized occupant violation as well.
I see. Okay. And do you have documentation and so forth on these things?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Based on your testimony and Ms. Hollins not appearing this morning, I am granting the eviction. The judgment is for $0 plus the 136. There will be the $136 of court costs that will be signed on the judgment. And
Okay.
for appeal is set at 970. The only reason I ask for that is just in case there is an appeal.
Right. Okay.
So that is entered today, May 4th of 2021. And Ms. Hollins is evicted.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll go ahead and remove you from the meeting, okay? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, Judge, the next one we're going to do is case number 112.
Okay.
I have the defendant and the plaintiff. The defendant is Yamila Flores for Flores Apartments, and Aisha Johnson is the tenant. She is present in court today. She has been served the eviction paperwork. Ladies, I just want to remind you, do not speak over each other. You're not talking to each other. You'd speak directly to the judge, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Now, who is it who is representing Flores Apartments?
I am, sir. This is Yamile Flores. Good morning.
Okay. Tell me your first name again.
Yamile. It's
Yamile.
Y. Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Okay. And you are seeking to evict Miss Johnson. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And on what grounds are you seeking this eviction?
Non-payment of rent for April prorated rent, and then May rent was due today.
I see. Okay. And anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. Then Miss Johnson.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Do you have a defense this morning?
Yes, sir, I do. I have all my receipts and text messages as well, sir. I paid all my rent. The only thing I'm not disputing that I owe is May. And I didn't pay May because I wanted to go to court and stand in front of you and talk to you first.
Ms. Johnson, do you understand that rent must always be paid? You have no.
Yes,
you have
yes, sir. But
listen to me just for a moment.
okay.
You have no standing if you have not paid rent. There are if you have issues with the landlord, you can address those with a separate filing. So are you prepared to pay May's rent?
Yes, sir. I'm prepared to pay May's rent.
All right. Now you may, I'll let you speak and say what the situation is that you're dealing with.
Okay, so I feel like I'm being deceived here because when I first moved in, I moved in March 14th on a Sunday. I took her $500 for a security deposit and $800 for full month rent. And then she texted me, I need to share content with you. How do I share content?
You're going to have to email it to me, ma'am. It was on the Zoom instructions, the paperwork, my email. You'll have to email it to me, and then I'll have to give it to the judge.
Okay, I'm sorry. What's your email?
It's SM, S like Sam, M like Mary, B like boy, ORUM at lubbockcounty.gov.
One more time, please.
SM Borum, SMBORUM at lubbockcounty.gov. And Ms. Flores, while I have a second, you had put on here the prorated rent on the petition of $464.52 and then $180 in late fees. You are fully aware that late fees are not added into an eviction, correct?
Yes, I am aware.
Okay, so that $644.52 that you put on the petition is including the late fees.
It is not included. It should just be the $464.52 for the prorated rent. It was from the 14th through the 31st of March.
Okay. Let me see if she has emailed through yet.
Okay. Now, Ms. Johnson, go ahead while we're waiting on that and tell me what is.
Okay. So she texted me April 8th telling me about prorated rent for March 3rd or March. Give me one moment, I can tell you. So she texted me March 8th asking for prorated rent of $315.21 through $331.2021. And I asked her, did the $800 cover that? Because what did the $800 cover? And then she hits me back Thursday, April 8th, saying that it would be an additional $110 on top of the $438.71. So then I went to the owner because I didn't understand where the additional charges was coming in if I paid $1,300 coming in. And I tried to get an understanding with him and I couldn't get an understanding with him. So then that's when I asked them to go to court because we just wasn't getting an understanding of where this money came from. And in those text messages, I got like three different amounts that I'm supposed to owe her. Like she gave me a notice of eviction for $578.71. Talking about that it was prorated rent for April. And then she sent me another notice saying that I need to pay a total month rent of $800 and scratched out the $400 on a legal document.
Okay, so let me clarify. The monthly rent that was agreed to in your contract is $800 per month. Is that correct?
Yes.
And there was a $500
security deposit.
Okay. And so you moved in on what day?
I moved in March 14th on a Sunday.
And the contract stated that you moved in March 14th. Was that the move-in day?
Yes, I have text message showing that as well. Okay. And I've sent all that over.
And so you had agreed that the March rent would be a prorated amount, and that was the $466. Is that correct?
No, I didn't. At first, I did agree to that, but then that's when I asked her, well, what does the $800 cover? Because you're charging me already for days that I haven't stayed there. So the $800 would cover the month of the rent, or the days of the months that I stayed there. So that $400, I paid her extra $400. I would owe her extra $400 come April.
Okay, so you paid a total of $1,300 in when you moved in or before?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and it was your understanding that this covered you for April and that you would only owe a partial payment of the rest of that $800?
Yes, which is the $400 that she scribbled out on the legal document.
In April, okay, so you would only owe another $466.
Mm-hmm.
And did you pay that $466 in April?
Did I pay? I'm sorry, what?
Did you pay that $466 in April?
No, we're already going to court, sir.
April was a month ago, so you have not paid that $466?
We were already going to court, sir. She had already served me eviction.
She served it on what day?
She served it on the 8th of April.
Why had you not paid anything as of the 1st of April?
Because I was disputing with her already, not owing her a prorated amount for March. I didn't owe anything in March. But
you moved in March. How is it that you didn't owe her anything?
Because I had already paid her $800.
Yes, and that would be.
So the $800 would cover my prorated rent for that month. And then I paid the additional $400 would float over for the next month and I will owe $400.
Okay, now hold on just a moment. You said you paid that $400 in April?
No, sir. I got the receipts for those. I hope I have those. I got the money for those, but I didn't pay those because she had already served me the paper.
Yes, but that was not until April 8th. Is not rent due on April 1st every month by your contract?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I was skeptical of her text messages, so I did no longer want to give her any money if I felt like I had already secured it for March. Then
Okay.
what?
Ma'am, okay, here's where we're going to cut to the chase real quick here. By the contract, rent is owed every single month. And if there's a prorated amount, then you owed that difference in April. If you did not pay that difference in April, you are in violation of the contract. And then the landlord has the legal right to eviction. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. I understand that.
In other words, the amount that was owed for April should have been paid on April 1st. If that was the $466 or whatever, maybe the $324, whatever that fraction is, $436. That should have been paid April 1st. If you didn't pay anything in April and you haven't paid anything in May, you're clearly in violation of the lease, and the landlord has every right to ask for an eviction. If the eviction papers were given on April 8th, then the landlord was fully within their rights because you owed an amount of money for April that you did not pay.
I understand. Yes, sir. I understand that. But my confusion came in because she's asking me for prorated rent in the text messages for the month of March. That makes me skeptical. So I'm not going to want to give you, I understand that I'm supposed to secure the $400 as well as the $800, which I have both portions of. But I'm saying, like, if you're asking me for rent in the month of March after I just paid you, that makes no sense to me.
That sounds like it was just an error, and there was still money that was due in April and that needed to be paid. You are in violation of the contract, and legally, I am going to grant the eviction based on that. In the future, remember that paying rent is necessary at all times, and that you must go ahead and pay the rent, or otherwise you have no legal standing in court. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Then I'm granting the eviction this morning. What is the amount of rent alone that is owed, Amy?
It is the $464.52 for the prorated March rent. I apologize, and then $800 for the May rent. So that's a total of $1,264.52.
Now, I think there is I think that I would say this to you, Amy. The prorated, why are you calling that March rent? She paid $8.
Oh, I apologize. Yeah, it's for the April. I charged just for it was for the 14th through the 31st.
All right, and she had paid $800 when she moved in. Is that correct?
When she moved in, she paid the very first month's rent, which is what we require, which is $800 plus the $500 security deposit.
Yes, so she paid $1,300, $800 of which was rent, and you prorated $466 for March. Is that correct? So
Yeah, the $464.52.
Okay, then she had roughly a $300 some odd credit for April. So she only owed a prorated amount so that's actually the prorated amount for April is that $466. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, that's where this misunderstanding came about, is you're putting down March instead of April. And that's where all of this came about. The prorated amount for April then is that $466?
Yes.
Is that $466 even?
Oh no, it was at $464.52. I apologize.
$464.52?
Yes, that's what I calculated.
$464.62. And then you're also asking for May rent.
Correct.
And May's rent is $800.
Correct.
So that makes a total of $1,264.52.
Yes.
Okay. Then that is the judgment amount. I'm granting the eviction. The amount owed is $1,264.52 plus the court costs. Bond for appeal is set at $800. And I am signing that eviction today, May 4th, 2021. Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and remove both of you from the meeting. Thank you for joining today. I'm forwarding another email to you. She was in the meeting, but I guess she got disconnected. The one that did a continuance last week,
Okay. And which
she is in the hospital apparently now. Let me unlock it and have her try to call again.
and you sent me an email on this?
I sent you 2 of them this morning.
Okay, is it just
It's evidence from the defendant. We're on the case.
okay? Let's see. Is it let's see, 10? It's not 109. It's
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is 109.
Yes.
Okay. I guess I have 2 emails from you on 109.
Yes.
Okay.
That's her. Okay, Mr. Flores and Jenna Fuel.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
And Judge, from what I understand, Jenna Fuel does have a case of laryngitis, so we're going to have to give her a minute to talk when it's her turn.
Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Flores, I need you to keep all of your background noise to a minimum and keep your phone still, because whenever you move it around, it's going to drown out what if anyone else is talking, including the judge. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. So we are looking at the case of 625109. And Mr. Flores, you are seeking to evict a Jenna Fuel.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
All right. And on what grounds are you seeking this eviction?
Okay. The customer put the dogs. Now she got 2 dogs in the property without permission, specified on the lease that it was no animals allowed, and if it was like animals, they had to have a permission from the landlord, and also they need to pay a pet fee and stuff like that, which is she never done it.
I see. And there is no rent issue?
There is also $3,000 rent behind. Mrs. Fuel, she can argue that she is being paying, and I got a list just to give you an idea real quick. She's behind as of January the 1st of this year. She was behind $1,160 of rent behind. But now on January the 1st, she paid $400. On the 6th, she paid $200. On the 22nd, she paid $100. And then on February the 3rd, she paid $200. And on March the 18th, she paid $1,000. On April the 7th, she didn't pay nothing. And on May the 3rd, which it was 2 days ago, she sent a payment of $100. All these payments I received through the the guy that he take care of the grounds at the mobile homes. It was not paid directly to me due to the fact that she was directly denied to talk to me. And when I went and knocked on her door, she sent me her kids to talk to me and stuff like that. So she was not, obviously, she was not wanting to face the payments request. Now, based on this, sir, the rent was not paid on time, never, and it was issued late charges. So she is paying total of $1,900 from January to here, and from those $1,900, $1,995 was just on late charges. Okay, so leaving $3,095 for the rent. So basically, when she was paying just the late charges, but she never come across to pay the rent. And this is not including the $1,160 from the past year. The Mr. Flores, Victor Flores, is willing to settle. If she wanted to stay, he is willing to settle it for $2,100 total for rent payable today. Otherwise, he is praying to get this being resolved so we can get that property back and we can try to make this.
And what are the late fees? How much are your late fees on the contract?
Okay, the rent's due on the first of the month, and it's specified on the list that it's due on the first of the month, and we give them a grace period until the 5th without any late charges. On the 6th, the late fee is $45 for the first day, and then it's $10 additional day until the rent amount is paid in full.
And so the late charges from the $1,100 from last year has been accumulating at $10 a day.
It's actually, no. We did not accumulate it. Every month it stops. So the maximum that we can charge is the 25 days, which is, it will be like the 45 first day and the 24 days. So it's like 285 days per month if they didn't pay it the full amount.
I see.
During the whole month.
Okay. And
then in the next month it starts all over again and so on. But we do not overlap the late charges.
Right, I see.
So this $1,160 is for rent from November and December.
And what is the amount in back rent alone? No late charges, just back rent alone that you are seeking? Is that the $2,100?
That's what Mr. Flores is agree with.
The 21.
Because the total amount that she really owes is $4,160 something.
I'm sorry, Judge, if I may for a second. Mr. Flores, you keep saying Mr. Flores. So are you talking about you? Or are you talking about someone else?
I'm talking about me.
Okay.
Okay. You are Mr. Jimmy Flores?
Yes.
Okay. You said Victor before. That's why we're confused.
Yeah, because if there is a Victor Flores that owns the property and you file for him, that's fine, but you need to file under Victor Flores because you're just a representative of him, which means that you've been filing incorrectly. So you need to make sure you get this figured out.
It's me. I'm the
Victor. You're talking about Ontiveros? You're a maintenance man?
Jose Ontiveros is my maintenance man. Yes.
Okay, that's Jose.
Yes.
Okay. So the amount in back rent that you are seeking is $2,100.
Yes.
And, okay. All right, then let me go to Mrs. Fuel. Mrs. Fuel, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, do you have a defense this morning?
Yes. First, with the original start of this eviction case, I sent in proof of agreement with Victor himself, between me and Victor, when I first moved into this trailer park in 2016, that I would pay biweekly payments. It was agreed, it was written into my lease. It was also written into my lease that I was allowed to have the animals with me because they were service animals due to epilepsy and PTSD. I have every single receipt, and I believe I've sent them all in too with the case originally, showing that I have made complete payments up until this month.
Okay, now, you said Victor. I keep hearing this name Victor, Mr.
Victor
Mr.
Flores, just the
Victor also.
property.
You're saying Victor. Tell me who Victor is.
Victor is the property owner. Jimmy is the landlord.
Is Jimmy the property manager?
I'm not sure. I know he listed himself as the landlord, and that's all I have ever seen it as.
So if that's the case, he's not filing correctly. And he hasn't been for a while, Judge, because I've never caught this before.
Now, this is strange. So
He always files under Jimmy Flores.
Mr. Flores, who is the owner of the property?
I am.
And you have the deed and it has your name on it, Jimmy Flores.
Let me tell you how it is. Mr. Flores, he used to own, he owns the property, but now it's leased to me.
So
now I am responsible. I am basically buying it from him as a lease to buy.
Wasn't I or any other tenant advised?
And Mrs. Sewell, it was when she was evicted from this property before, back on 2018, if I'm not recall right or wrong. But Mr. Jose Ontivero have feelings for her, and Mr. Ontivero begged me to give her a chance to come back to the property again, and this money accumulates due to Mr. Ontiveros. He's the maintenance guy at the property, and he was begging me for her not to evict her because I was going to evict her since February of this year. But Mr. Ontiveros keep on begging for her and stuff like that, because obviously he have feelings for her. I don't know what was the deal, but at one time, apparently they have something going on. So based on that, I give her the break. But she is not on the new lease, it's my lease. And on my lease, there is no dogs allowed, and she never showed me proof of the dogs, and she never, not even to Mr. Ontiveros. I asked Mr. Ontiveros if he was aware that she got a service dog, and he denied it, even though that he spent a lot more time with her. And he denied this fact. So she is lying, trying to use this as a negative for the eviction. Also, another thing is she got two kids, a girl and a boy. The boy is uncontrollable, and now lately she or his dad or whatever provide him with a BB gun. He's been shooting at the windshields of the vehicles at the property. Everybody's complaining about that. And I talked to him. She denied to talk to me about this, but Mr. Ontiveros, she knows what I'm talking about because Mr. Ontiveros bring it to her attention that kid needs to quit to use that BB gun because now he's breaking windows and stuff like that. Mr. Ontiveros told me my windshield in my truck, in my car, they have a BB gun on it. And now I don't wanna proceed to press more charges into this. All I want is Mr. Fowl just to get out of here.
Okay, Mr. Flores, let me ask you, when did you take over the lease of this property?
If I don't recall wrong, I probably have about a year or a little bit more than a year, probably a couple of years since me and my brother have this agreement.
So, and Mr. Victor Flores is your brother?
Yes,
I see. So Victor Flores is your brother, and he is essentially selling you the property on a lease purchase basis. Is that correct?
correct.
Okay. Who retains the title currently on this property? Does he retain it or do you retain it?
He retained it until I finish paying the whole thing. And since we're family, we have no issues about that. But if it's an issue towards the court that we need for him to do something, to put my name on it or whatever, it will not be any issues.
What we
But
have,
as it is,
what we have is
okay.
you are
I think what he's saying is pretty much it's like a loan from the bank. So it's just instead of it being the bank, he pays his brother.
right. Okay.
So I don't
That's
think,
correct.
I think with the way
Have a
he's
written-
filing, I think it's fine.
right. And do you have a written agreement for this?
Correct.
With your brother. Okay. And then that is acceptable. Okay. Then Miss Fuel, is it Fuel or is that an F is your last name start with an F? Miss Fuel?
Press *6 to unmute, please. Ms. Fuel. Miss Fuel, you need to unmute yourself. I need you to press *6 to unmute yourself. Thank you.
It's Fuel as in Foxtrot, F as in Foxtrot.
Okay. I was just making sure that everything is
Yes,
correct.
fine.
Okay. Now,
First,
do you have a new lease agreement with Mr. Jimmy Flores?
no, every time I have had to come back, I came back March 1st of 2020. After the first issue we had was because he cut my water pipe at the house. I had Lubbock County and Shallow Water County come out, say the water was tainted. I got extremely sick. He did not fix any water pipes, just like in the current trailer I'm in. My daughter has been sleeping next to a toilet that has been full of feces for over a year because it cannot be flushed, and he will not fix it. I have tried to get a hold of him and contact him. I have not spoken to him or even had him come knock on the door at any point in time.
Okay, and have you been paying rent during this time?
Yes, I have.
And you have been paying the $600 per month during this time?
Yes, sir. I have on every lease that I was given to current. I get paid biweekly, and it was agreed that I would pay biweekly payments.
And how much biweekly payments are you paying?
Usually it's between $200 to $300 until recently because my husband is in the hospital with a bullet in his face. And I've been trying to travel back and forth to help with family and keep up with him.
I see that you are listing that you are in the hospital with COVID and flu and laryngitis.
Yes, sir.
You are currently calling us from the hospital.
I'm using my cell phone with limited service so that I can make sure I was actually present for the meeting.
And, okay. Have you filed a CDC declaration? anytime during this year?
Don't believe so. I'm not even sure what that is.
Okay. Then if you
But my son hasn't lived on this property in over 3 months now. My 8-year-old son, and nor does he own a BB gun because I don't allow guns in my house.
so you are disputing the BB gun charge there.
That one as well.
And to your understanding, are you current on rent or are you behind on rent?
As far as my receipts show that I have sent in since the beginning of this process, I am current, and I have been continuously paying up to, I believe, last week.
And when you pay
personally-
weekly, obviously
Today,
that
my stepmother, I'm sorry.
ma'am, when you pay biweekly, that makes for an odd number. The rent is $600, but it makes for an odd number, not quite $300 that is owed every 2 weeks. When you say biweekly, do you actually mean every 2 weeks, or do you mean the 1st and the 15th of the month?
No, every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. And this was agreed to with your first lease with Mr. Victor Flores?
With all 3 leases that I have, it was agreed to.
There has been a lease that you signed with Mr. Jimmy Flores then?
No, there is not. I have a rent receipt from the day I moved in, and that is it. And that was March 1st of 2020. And I still have in writing from Jose as well, because I asked on that day about my dogs, and he told me it was fine to bring them, and that I was fine to have them with me still. And I have that in writing, and I have it currently in writing because I inquired with him since this eviction process started about my dogs. Because the only reason I have them is because of my epilepsy and my anxiety attacks. And they are my service animals. That is it. That's why I also sent in pictures showing there is no damage to the house. Jimmy has been in the house and verified this. They have kennels that they stay in when they are indoors. They do not tear up the house. They do not do anything. If they are not right next to me, they are in their kennels in the same room with me.
And this is in your, do you have a copy of the lease agreement with Mr. Flores?
I sent it in with the first few original emails.
Judge, I forwarded them to you this morning.
Okay, is this, I'm just looking at pictures right now. I'm not seeing, let's see, the previous email. Do I have just 2 emails on this case?
Nope, you have 4.
4 emails.
Hold on. Let's see if I can pull them up.
The first 2 that I sent you this morning were on that she was in the hospital. And then the last 2 that I sent you were ones that she sent me back on 4/18 prior to the first court date.
I'm not seeing the lease agreement. That's what I'm, Savannah, do you know?
They haven't sent a lease agreement.
Okay.
They never send a lease agreement.
Okay.
Hold on, and I'm trying to pull up if I can get my
The
email
pictures
to pull
that
up.
she sent was showing that the dogs haven't torn up their property.
Right, and I've looked at those.
Let me see if I can find it, and I will, as I said, there's pictures.
So every 2 weeks, you're paying roughly $260 every 2 weeks?
$200 to $300 every 2 weeks.
Between 200 and 300. Does it vary?
Up until this last few months because of everything going on.
Ma'am, does it vary? Or do you send in the same amount every 2 weeks?
It varies between $200 to $300, but by the end of the month, if I have not paid it in full, I have paid over and added to the next month. And
Judge, I
however
just
we
forwarded a
see,
new
I have,
email that looks like it has some lease agreements on it.
What's that?
I just
I
forwarded you
do have one with
I'm
lease
sorry.
on it right here.
I'm speaking with Savannah. Go ahead,
I just
Savannah.
forwarded you a new email. It looks like it has lease agreements
Okay. And who is it from?
from Miss Fuel.
Okay. Okay, I haven't gotten that yet. Mr. Flores, do you have a copy of the lease agreement? There it is. It finally came up.
Yes, sir. And sir,
Yes, sir.
if I may,
The one second, Mr. Flores. The picture, the 2020930. That one shows the front of the lease, I think, because it says residential lease agreement. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, I'm looking for the residential lease agreement, but I don't see 9. What are the last 3 digits?
930.
9.
If you make your if you blow up your email screen,
9
if you
3.
maximize it,
Yeah,
I think
there it
it's like the
is.
second picture. But
Okay.
that says between Jose Ontiveros and Jenna Fuel. So I don't know. Because apparently that's the maintenance man. So I'm not sure.
Right. Yeah, sure is. Huh. Okay. Mr. Flores, do you have a signed agreement with the tenant?
a lease with her, it was submitted to me through the maintenance guy,
So this maintenance,
Jose Ontiveros.
I'm only seeing his name on it, and
Yes.
okay.
See, the issue here is, like I said, that he was favoring her on every single way that he possible can. But like I said, there is no, she is lying, completely lying, and that should be punishable because she needs to prove with the receipts that she's been paying religiously what she pretend to make you believe. But on the computer, every single penny that she's been putting, and with receipts, we have a book with the copies, all the receipts that she is the payment that she makes. And if you can see, on February just this year, she make only $200 payment, and that was it. On January, she make on January the 1st, she make a payment of $400, and then on January the 6th, $200, and January the 22nd, she paid $100. So if you see those numbers, he makes $600 for January. What she don't know, or I mean, what she is in denial is the late charges.
I see.
She is denying the late charges. Now, February paid $200. What about the late charges? Now, on March the 18th, she paid $1,000. Okay, those $1,000 was applied to all the late charges that he was way behind all the way. So that's why that's why me and I agree to give her a break, because I feel compassion for her. I see that she is having he's on the hardship and stuff like that. And I'm not a mean person. I try to have compassion and mercy on her. I heard that she's having a health problems, issues, and stuff like that. But also, she keep on lying to me that she's gonna receive this money, that somebody is gonna help her, that this and this and this. So Mr. Jose Ontiveros, he keep on telling me, hey, give her a break. Hey, give her a break. Now she was telling, Jose was telling me that she's fixing to receive like $4,000 something since last month. or 2 months ago, and I never see it. And the thing of it is based on this getting behind. I am getting behind on my payments at the bank that I had to pay now towards to my brother, because now she owes, like I said, she is on $4,100, over $4,100 behind on all these things. And by the time that I put everything together, if I do not count last year, she owes right now $3,095, and I am willing to settle it for just the $2,100, so I can make my bank payment.
Okay, that's good. Miss Fuel, the landlord is willing to settle for $2,100. Would you be able to do that? Miss Fuel?
Sorry. First, I sent in every single rent receipt on the 17th from February on, showing that I've made payment.
Yes, my
Every
question
2
is,
weeks roughly.
there's a matter of the fact that rent has been paid late, which is a
No, the rent has not been paid late because I kept to the agreed payment plan with the property owner, who stated that he was fine with me doing 2 biweekly payments. And that was on the lease that I sent in. Actually, on all 3 of them.
That is correct, but there's a new lease that
And he has not given me any lease. I never signed any lease when I moved in. I was told by him and Jose, and I do have it in writing in text message, that to keep moving forward with the current lease that I had already had.
Okay.
I never signed a single contract or lease under Jimmy's name or anything.
I think that a $2,100 amount has been alleged in rent alone that is owed. Are you prepared to pay the $2,100 in rent, in back rent?
I don't owe any back rent.
And what
I
you
have the same receipt books that he has, and I sent in every single rent receipt showing I paid it up to current to April when this first started. I emailed those in with the first original case.
Okay. And I see those, but I see that they
I
are.
only told him maybe a week or 2 ago that I would have a payment coming in of $4,200. That was not a month or 2 ago. That was roughly about a week and a half ago.
And this payment of this payment that you're going to receive of $4,200 is what is that from, or where is it from?
From the stimulus payments, because I had not received mine yet, and I had contacted the IRS.
It's an IRS refund?
Yes, sir.
An IRS refund. Okay, I see.
Miss Fuel, when you said you sent in those receipts, did you send them to my email?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I'm not finding that.
Okay, hold on, let me see. Here, I can pull up.
Because I see where you sent pictures of the lease agreement, and I see where you sent pictures of the house. And then, of course, your motion for continuance, but that's all I've got.
It's all.
I don't have any pictures of receipts.
Okay, let me pull up the receipt or my email again and see.
There's the offer and then
There's this one. Sorry, it's on really limited service. This one, there's the first one. Sorry, I'm trying to get it pulled up. Let me see if I can resend it. That'll do it.
Savannah, do we have
I'm
several more cases?
resending the message or the email.
Okay. Do we have several more cases, Savannah?
I sent them again.
On when you sent them?
I just sent them again.
Savannah, do we have several more cases?
No, this is our last one, Judge.
Last one, okay. Okay. Just didn't want to hold any.
I could kind of feel how this one was going to go based on the emails, so I waited and did this one last.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Miss Fuel, did you already send them?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm still waiting. I haven't gotten anything yet.
It shows it sent it at 10:16.
It shows what?
It was
Oh,
sent
I just got
at
it. Okay, let me see.
Okay.
Okay, Judge, I'm going to forward this over to you, and then I can help you look at them. Okay, I just forwarded it over. So the first receipt, these are very, very, very difficult to read. It says 3/3 of 21, and it was $200. Did you verify the precinct? On 3/3/21, $200. They don't get their money back. This other one was on 3/13/21, and it was for $200. And then this one was on 3/31, and that was for $300. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 700 so far. And then this one was February 3rd, and it was $300.
In March alone, I paid almost $2,000.
Okay, the judge and I are adding it up. Thank you. On this one, it was February 3rd. It was 300. And then this other one. Well, I'm seeing the same receipt twice actually. It was March 13th. Yeah, so that's just a duplicate receipt right there. And this one there's for January 22nd, 2021. It was 100.
Okay. January 21 was 100.
100. And then 4/28 of 21, it was 100.
I have one for 313 and one for 319.
Is that 319 maybe for 300? Okay, that's what it is. It's a little blurry. They're very, very blurry.
Sorry. Let me see if I can pull it for that one. Got all that right next to me today.
Okay. That one. All right, Judge. So I got 200 plus 200 is 4 plus 300 plus another 200 plus 300 plus 100.
The one on the 19th was for
100.
800.
One moment, ma'am. Did you add those up, Judge?
No, say that again. Oh, what's that? On the 3 was what?
It's on 3/3 it was 200.
What I thought. Okay, and then 313.
And then on 3/13 it was 200.
319 is 800.
Ma'am, I'm going through these one by one, so please do not interrupt again. I'm going picture by picture what you sent me.
Yes, ma'am. I'm looking at them as well.
And then was there one?
Okay, I lost my spot. So 3/3 of 21, it was 200.
Mhm.
On 3/13 of 21, it looks like 200.
Okay.
Now on 3/31, it was 300.
You're not counting 319. I'll send
Okay.
it again. Where's 319? I sent it 800.
On February 3rd, it was 300.
Hold on, I'm sending the
On
19th
March-
one again.
Nope, I've got it right here, ma'am. Please stop. On March 19th, it was 300.
No, it's not. It's 800.
It's
It even is
800?
written out. It's 800 on the 19th because I even have it written out. I will send that one again. I paid 800.
3 was 200, or was it 300?
I paid 800 on the 19th, and I'm resending the receipt.
Ma'am, I'm talking with Savannah right now. Savannah on 2-3, was that a 300 or a 200?
Which date?
2-3,
2/3?
February 3rd.
March 19th, $800. And it?
February 3rd, it looks like 300.
And then we don't know what 319 is.
I'm resending it.
She's resending it. She says it's 800. It could be an 8 or a 3. It's just hard for me to tell on the copy that I have. So she's resending
It's
it.
also written out, printed 800 and 100.
just came in. Okay. So it, oh, there we go. It looks, yeah, so it was 800
800,
on
319.
319. It was 800. And these look like handwritten receipts.
These are the copies of the receipt.
Yeah, they're
The
copies.
receipt was sent in with the rent.
Shows she paid cash.
Yes, ma'am, I did. Because I sent in the original receipt with the rent.
And
They gave me.
okay, and Miss Field, you paid cash. You paid this to Mr.
Okay, Mr. Flores,
Yes, ma'am.
I need you to eliminate your background noise because at this point you're drowning out the judge when he's trying to speak. So if it's a TV or a radio or something, I can off.
Everything is off.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll just have you muted until it's time for you to speak again.
that's good. That took care of it. Thanks, Savannah.
And
So
I have the receipts from last year where I paid a pet deposit.
where you paid a pet deposit. Okay. And you paid all of these to Mr. Jose, I've forgotten his name, Ontiveros or something?
Ontiveros? No. If I am unable to hand it over, my daughter has taken it directly to Jimmy.
Okay, I see. Okay, so these receipts, does anyone sign? I see the from, I don't see a by signature on these, but I don't know. They appear to be factual. I am there's too much in doubt here about the situation, and so I'm not going to grant the eviction this morning. I am going to.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
None of that is real.
You're saying that
I
those
haven't received. I haven't received.
Really?
And the thing is,
the original
you need to
receipts
confirm the signature. The signature of those receipts, because that is a lie. She probably write it down herself or somebody write it down and just to send it to you, but they do not exist. That money that she's talking about.
Mr. Flores, you have the original receipts because they were put with the rent payment. I don't do anything without a receipt.
Stop lying.
I don't have to write.
You and I.
Hold on, do not speak to each other. Do not speak to each other. Miss Fuel,
yes.
These receipts are copies of the receipts. How were they carbon copies?
No, they were written out as the rent was paid, and I was given the carbon copies while he has the originals.
Okay, so he has the originals and you have the carbon copies. And that's what you sent us, are these carbon copies?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Your Honor, she is committing a fraud because at this particular point, I'm willing to press charges for faking the receipts, and because it has to be my writing and it has to be my signature on the receipts. Otherwise,
January. I can go back all the way to March 1st when I moved in.
Ms. Fuel, yeah, please be quiet. Mr. Flores, continue.
Yes, sir. I'm fixing to confront Mr. Ontiveros. Like I told you before, they have something going on between them. And if he was accomplice of this, of this thing, I am going to press charges on both of them. Because the matter of fact is that I haven't received all the money that she's talking about. And I have the date, and I have the only book of receipts that she's supposed to have. Other than that, everything is created by their evil minds.
Okay. You're saying, Mr. Flores, that you did not receive a check from Miss Fuel on 3/19 for $800. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, I can pull up the bank statements to show it as well. I'm married. My husband's in the hospital.
Okay. What I'm looking at here is a lack of credible evidence from both sides. And so I am not going to rule on this eviction this morning. I'm going to, actually, I will rule for the, well, let's see. I'm going to rule for the defendant in this, and you are welcome to refile, but the only way that that this will carry on is if it is refiled with proper evidence. The defendant has presented evidence. I cannot tell if it's accurate or not, but I do not see any evidence from the landlord to dispute it that I can take.
Your Honor, is it any possible that I can see all the evidence that she presented so I can bring it to my lawyer?
Yes, you can. Do you have an email? If you want, you can just email me requesting that information, and everything that she emailed me, I can email over to you.
Yes.
But Judge, after doing the math, because it was a little confusing, but after we figured out it was the 800 and all this stuff, I'm looking at a total in receipts of 2,000.
Okay, which is essentially what she said. Testimony. Okay. Okay. And that is through March, and that would have covered the 1,800 through March, and appears that it would cover most of the rest. So I am ruling for the defendant, and the eviction will not take place today. You can, of course, contact my clerk, Savannah, about getting copies of all of the evidence presented.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right,
We'll talk.
we are done then.